WorldTempus family, thank you so much for joining us today. We are here on the first day of Geneva Watch Days 2021. We know you've been looking forward to it, and we've been looking forward to it as well, because right here sitting in front of us is no one other than Mr. Georges Kern, the CEO of Breitling. He's got something very exciting to show us, so keep your eyes peeled. We're about to share that with you in just a few seconds. George, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. It's the first day of Geneva Watch Days 2021. How are you feeling? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling pumped?
No, it is actually exciting. It's the second time we are here in Geneva for the Geneva Watch Days. We improvised it last year. It's still a very informal kind of gathering of many more watch companies than last year. It's a physical meeting. It's basically, I think, over the last 18 months, the second only physical meeting which happened in the watch industry. The weather is beautiful, the mood is good. We're going to see many colleagues from the press and from the trade. It's all great. So
in this high energy environment, what are you expecting to share with our audiences this year from Breitling? I can already see like a little hint of what we can expect. Do you want to walk us through it?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very happy to present here in Geneva a kind of capsule collection, which we call power cars or American power cars. So we have a partnership with three brands. I'm wearing the red one, which is a Corvette. So we have the Corvette execution. Then we have the Ford Mustang execution, inspired by the Ford Mustang of the 1960s. And then we have the Shelby execution in blue. So all, I would say, very cool cars, vintage cars, perfectly reflecting, I would say, our modern retro design mantra, which we've been basically introducing and applying over the last 4 years.
And in such iconic colors as well, obviously linked with the iconic cars that they represent. Now we've seen green and we've seen blue quite a lot recently in recent watch trends, but red is something that always stands out. I have to say it's my personal favorite. Which one would you say is, I know you're wearing the Corvette, but is that the one that is your own personal choice, or is something that...
I'm in a lucky position to be able to have all three of them. No, I wear it depending on the outfit. So today it's black and white and it fits beautifully, but you're right, red is a color which is difficult to make. And I think this one looks really nice and it's very different. Indeed, it reflects the color of the Corvette, but also the green is different. There are many greens in the market, but I think this green is quite different from what we've seen out there. And then, of course, that particular execution with that Shelby and with the white counters or silver counters is just amazing. And on that model, in particular, the Top Time, which has always been the hipper and younger execution of the traditional watches at Breitling.
The eye certainly goes to these colors. I'm sure everyone will be having their focus towards these watches this year. Now, last year during the first Geneva Watch Days, you guys launched the Endurance Pro, which was an interesting new entry-level watch for you guys. And that was more, I think last year when we discussed, you said you discussed it as a very strategic move in terms of your partners that you were introducing to the brand and how you wanted to communicate with a new sort of level of audience. What strategic direction would you say that this is going with these three watches? Because also you said it's a capsule collection, so it can be a bit specialized in that way.
The most important point is that we are a generalistic brand. So if you compare it to the car industry, we have SUVs, we have convertibles, we have coupes, we have brakes, we have limousines. And I would say, indeed, this is a convertible vintage of the 60s. We want to have different styles. And indeed, it's very different from an Endurance Pro, but it's also responding to different needs. The Endurance Pro was a super light, super sporty outdoor watch. This one is the cool execution and a tribute also to these amazing iconic cars of that time. And yes, I think we fill our collection and the different needs of our customers.
Talking about where we are right now, right on the first day of Geneva Watch Days, last year it was a bit more of a quiet affair because obviously the circumstances were as they were. This year we're feeling a bit more optimistic, hopeful. We're seeing the attendance of global press, not just from regional. How do you think Geneva Watch Days as an industry platform can continue to evolve and grow to support the industry?
We don't know. As I mentioned, we improvised it last year, but for some reason many brands contacted us and they wanted to do something this year again here in Geneva. We could absolutely envisage doing it elsewhere in the world, in the Middle East, in Asia, in the US. I think the interest for the brand is that everything is handmade and in-house made. So there's no structure. Every brand has a certain responsibility. We don't impose anything. All formats of any brand here is free. Everybody can do as he or she wishes to do and organize the events. I would say it's a platform where everybody can integrate smaller brands, bigger brands like Bulgari and Breitling, and where everybody feels at ease and where, of course, we are much more cost efficient than any other fair platform you can imagine.
In a sense, this sort of everyone is here, but at the same time it's also quite decentralized. When you say that's working very well, that's one of the points that really is the strong points of Geneva Watch Days.
That's absolutely the strong point, not only for health reasons, so we wanted to be decentralized, even though everybody has to be vaccinated here to come here or tested with a PCR test. But it's really about giving every brand the freedom. You can do what you want and how you want it, but still we are focused and centralized here, Quai des Bergues, in all these hotels. And I think the journalists, they love it. They really can focus when they visit a brand, they can focus on the brand, on the products. There's no stress, and it's totally informal, as we wanted this to be.
You could say that there's something for everyone, in a sense, kind of like Breitling itself.
No, absolutely, and this is why we love it here. We left Basel before COVID for many reasons, because at the end of the day, we don't need fairs to sell. But in these circumstances where we haven't been able to travel, where we haven't been able to see clients, where we haven't been able to see the press, developing something like that has been extremely impactful. And that format, I would say, that totally free and open format is perhaps something we might consider also for the future, as many brands ask us to continue.
As I observed before, the energy that you're talking about, that kind of momentum, I think that's represented very well in the three watches that you've just presented to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Stay tuned to WorldTempus. See you soon.